Hello and welcome, lovelies, to my Biome Lock challenge. Today I'm going to start a journey through the world of Valheim. The rules are simple. I can only interact with the current biome I'm in and the previous one. I can visit past bases, but once the items run out, I cannot refresh them. I'm running a few mods to make the journey a little more interesting and easier for myself, which I will list in the description below. So please sit back, relax, and watch how the journey unfolds. On the first day, I start by gathering materials, some food and anything else I can easily grab from the floor around the area. While trying to get my bearings, I set about giving myself a few tasks. Firstly, crafting the necessary items. An axe and hammer are shown on screen, essentially tools for survival in the first few days. Then I get to work cutting down a few trees here and there. After felling the first one, I get my first hand experience of the absolute terrors of gravity, as well as a grayling that's deciding to try and take me on. After nearly getting completely decimated by the tree, I absolutely refuse to die to this little grayling here. I start using the log to break down this otherwise undamageable tree to get access to fine wood early. It'll help a lot with the comfort bonus and other items early. It does take a while, to be honest. So after about 5 minutes of continually smashing various logs against each other, it finally breaks and I can reap the rewards from a job well done. The rest of the day was mainly spent continually smashing other logs together and hoping that wood will fall out, and cutting down the odd tree here and there the traditional way. As is usually the case with trees in Valheim, they like to keep you on your toes, and the first little domino effect happens here, but it doesn't last very long and it's nothing really to worry about. As night starts to draw in, I start placing down my workbench and eventually a bed to set my spawn point and just skip the first night. Because I'm in starting gear, it's not going to be the easiest of times, so I decided to not try my luck and just skip to day 2. After repairing my gear and placing almost everything down I needed to sleep, I found I was an idiot and used all my stones earlier, so I can't make a fire. So, after bravely venturing out into the night to find some useful stones, I eventually get back to find my bed being actually really rather fussy and not liking that there are enemies nearby. Once that's done, it's time to head to sleep and to head to day 2. Day 2 is mainly focus gathering on more wood and stone, with the added focus on gathering as much raspberries and mushrooms as much as I can honestly find and keep in my bag. I also plan to dedicate a good amount of time today trying to hunt boars and deer, and I hope I get lucky, with some varying degrees of success, all the while fighting off the annoying grayling that just happens to walk up to me and trying to cause me so much headaches. After taking stock of how much materials I have, I start getting to work on planning my first house and honestly eventual base. Starting with a good foundation, I start planning out the rough shape on the floor, opting for an easier build to start with because, come on, it's I don't want to make it too difficult for right now because I'm going to be moving house eventually. I go for a more traditional looking building of a square house instead of a round one. It's usually larger, and honestly, in my opinion, I like it a lot more. I think it's a better build. With that pickaxe, I do the best I can. I flatten the area with the hoe and I start putting the first beams down. Slowly, the walls start going up, and with relatively little trouble, save for the snapping points from time to time, I opt for the beginning for some smaller windows to give the area a lot better feel. And honestly, it looks so good. As the building gets higher, I very quickly realize I'll need to start gathering some more materials, a heck of a lot more wood if I'm to finish this build. But I finish the main bulk of it and add a few more finishing touches to it, and I finish this up and plan to head to bed and start early and fresh in the morning. The beginning of day 3 starts as the others pretty much did, but with me leaping out of bed. I am going to be gathering more resources, trying to focus on finishing the house today, so I can start getting a longer rested buff because it's running out every 10 minutes and it's annoying, and hopefully to start storing more items. I try and hunt my first deer here. It sees me coming a mile off and bolts before I can even get close to it. This honestly becomes a running theme as more deer see me and just run away screaming from me. After failing multiple times, I just give up trying to catch them. So I return empty handed, and then I go trying to find more resources, more wood for my base. And on my journeys, I nearly bump into a 2-star boar. I turn tail and leave, aiming to tame the little guy later once I have a little crib set up for them. Instead, I vent my frustrations against other boars, getting valuable meat and leather scraps. So I try my luck again with this deer. I try and sneak up with it minding its own business, but get seen again, and once again it bolts, leaving me in the dust. I quickly admit defeat and begin working on the house again, filling in the little details of the windows, then focusing on the fireplace and roof before turning in for the night to do the finishing touches later. Day 4 starts with finishing the flooring, and with that, the house just needs a workbench and fireplaces placed, and eventually a bed for added comfort and a new spawn point. Being able to move all my items from the temporary camp to this is the first of many achievements, and it feels so good to do that. After dismantling my starting camp, I move majority of the items over into the new one, with new chests, and with the beginning hope of being able to have a fully organised storage system. This, of course, lasts the rule of 15 minutes, but I'll get round to sorting at some point, the first of the many attempts to try and do it. I again find myself against a deer, but unlike last time, I slowly creep up, and after what feels like an eternity, I get my first sneak attack. And I gain such needed items from this. After this brief success, I'm reminded how timid deer can be and how careful I have to be to avoid being seen. I don't have a bow yet, so all of this is just a big pain. Not long had I started when I encountered my first one-star deer, which I swiftly dealt with, surprising not just me, but the deer beside it as well. Like, who would have thought I would have got this skill? It's crazy. On my travels, I then find a little hidden building with a small chest in it. Sadly, there are no bees, but I get items for the trader as well as some arrows for the bow that is yet to come. I again find myself hunting, easily dealing with boars now, they're no longer a big trouble. Then I find myself face to face with some deer. After hitting on one, I stay around the area for hopes them to come back. I quickly deal with one, but the other one I hit on earlier just got away and I couldn't find them again. After staying out a little later hunting, I eventually head back home, cook up the items I acquired in the day, and then headed to sleep for some much needed rest. Day 5 starts with crafting a crude bow, along with some arrows, the biggest power move that I could do right now. I start out strong with losing a good shot against this unsuspecting grayling, and taking it down in just one hit. It was a good hit. I find a deer chilling in the woods and proceed to miss the easiest target imaginable. How the deer didn't run away, I have no clue, but I got the kill after wasting so many arrows trying to get this. Was it worth it? The one still behind certainly was. I spend the rest of day 5 hunting with mixed results of amazing shots to missing the easiest targets to be presented to anyone. Seriously, the hardest shots are way easier for me to hit than the supposed easy ones. Someone please make this make sense. I come across my first beehive, which I quickly take down to gather the queen. This is a huge step forward as it will give me a good, reliable source of honey used in mead and is a very good stamina food for very early game shenanigans. Day 6 starts with taking inventory of everything I've collected so far. After gathering so much leather scrap and deer hides, I need to gather so much more if I'm to get any sort of decent weapons and armor. Needing to get the boar farm going eventually to get a reliable source of items from them like meat and leather scraps and the things like that nature. I again head out into the world to explore and find new areas, gathering more wood and doing a little hunting here and there before returning to resupply and just check on my skills and how much I've leveled in these past few days. Obviously, it needs work, but we're barely a week in and starting to get a good footing in. After exploring for a while, I come across another derelict building. After brief search and only finding some raspberries in the area, there was nothing else of use that I could find, so I had no choice but to move on. The first bad storm starts to roll in, making hunting that little bit more harder, a little bit more difficult, but the grind must continue. After having a near encounter with gravity, I managed to walk away unscathed. Shortly after, I decided to head home, repair my gear, and finally start getting this rested bonus sorted. I mean, it's been 6 days already, and I've still only got the basic comfort. After everything has been made, the comfort is boosted to level 7. At day 7, it finally arrives, the day of building the boar pen. Woo! After leveling the ground, it's time to start the foundation. I plan to put in 2 doors to make the process of tending to them a little easier than trying to get in and out from one side. Yes, it means there's a little bit more chance of them getting out, but we'll deal with that later. The building starts going up rather quickly. The walls and roof go up in absolute record time. After finishing up the roof, I move on to work on the doors to make them both nice looking and also protected from the weather. I opted for a little shelter area for the front because I think it looked pretty. I think it looks really cool. With only needing one supply run to get some more wood, the building is soon finished and is ready to accept its new tenants. With the boar secured and safely tucked in with some food, the boar is left to start taming and to calm down. So that concludes the first adventure into the Biome Log Challenge. I hope you all had a great time watching. Please leave a comment on what you enjoyed the most out of the video, or if you have any challenges for me to add to this run. And if you like the video, why not consider subscribing if you haven't already? It really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever it is you are, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye, lovelies, bye bye.